What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and today we're going to be talking about Sequelize and also implementing it as well. So we actually need a way to check out once we have all of our orders in the cart, and that's all about this is what we're going to be doing from here on out, just doing that checkout. Okay, and to do that, we're going to be using MySQL and also Sequelize. All right, so if you don't know what Sequelize is, it's basically a promise-based, not basically, it is a promise-based Node.js ORM, object relational model, mapping for SQL databases. So Postgres, MySQL, MariaDB, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server. I think those are the only ones that it supports for right now. I'm not too sure though. It might support more. But anyways, yeah, it's just a promise-based ORM. It's just like Mongoose, but unlike Mongoose, we do need to do a little bit of configuration with Sequelize. So enough talk. Let's just get right to it. So the first thing we're gonna do is, like always, we're gonna set up our options. So MySQL. Oh, we also need to install as well. Options. Yeah. Then in here, just like in the last video, we're going to enter quite a few things. Localhost. We're going to enter the port, which is, 4306. We're going to enter the database, the one we want to use, which is going to be, I'm going to call it MiniShop. And then dialect. This is one thing. This is a dialect. This is something that this is new. Basically, this is just to let SQL know what NoSQL are we going to be using. In this case, we're going to be using MySQL, but you could be using Postgres or whatever else you want to. Okay. And then username. I'm gonna do as root. I'm mix matching here, which is pretty bad. And when I say that, next top is password. And when I say that, I'm mix matching the single quotes and double quotes. See that? I have double quote right here. So let me just make this all like that. All right, awesome. Now let's npm install -- save MySQL 2 and Sequelize. Oops. Sequelize. Man, sorry. I gotta actually pronounce that, or else I'm gonna misspell it. All right, once that's working out, we have our options. Control save that. Let's go into our bin and do it right here. So under here, we're going to do const uppercase Sequelize, and it's going to equal require Sequelize. All right, down below, const, we're going to make a new instance of Sequelize. So const Sequelize is going to equal new Sequelize, passing in those options that we created in config.mysql.options. Now let's actually connect to it. Sequelize dot authenticate dot then. Remember, it is promise based, so that's why we could use dot then. Passing nothing in, or we're not gonna get nothing back. If everything goes good, we're gonna not console log.info. We're gonna just log info successfully connected to my SQL, just like so. If not, we're going to do a .catch with an error with an error. If there is an error, we're going to do log.fatal, getting out the error, and we're going to process.exit with a status of 1. Awesome. All right, control save this, and now let's see if we actually can connect. Remember, have your container running or your your MySQL daemons or MySQL MongoDB and Redis all running. In this case, I'm running Docker, like I said, so I have all those running. So npm start, and we should see, hopefully, oh man, that's not a good sign. Okay, there it is, successfully connected to MySQL. Sorry about that. Which is exactly what we wanted. Awesome. So before we continue on, I do want to show you how the models are supposed to look like, or the models that we're going to be creating are supposed to look like. And I created a little diagram as always. You are welcome. Like for this, like please, please. I'm begging, not playing. Anyways, so these are the two models that we're going to be creating: our order model and our order ID model. And the relationship that these two are going to have is a one-to-many relationship, meaning that we could have one order. We have one order, and it could have many of the order items, right? And they're going to be linked by the ID of order and the order ID over here. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about once we get into this whole thing and you see the actual diagram and we're talking about. But this linkage is actually called this right here is actually called a foreign key, and it was created from the order, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a bit. All right, so I'm just showing you the model that we're going to be creating, so that way we could actually start doing our model. So inside models, inside of Sequelize, you're going to see that we have three files in here: our order, obviously for our order model, and our order item model. Now we do have a third file, the index.js. Now I took this bit of code from this GitHub, just letting you know, and I just modified it a little bit. But basically what this does, and this is a very common file when you're actually doing MySQL or any kind of SQL database, and you're using Sequelize. The reason why this is common is because it just makes everything so much easier once you're associating a model to another model, or once you're doing a relationship between models. It just makes it easier. And the reason why is because you don't have to keep on dragging this order model and exporting it and putting it somewhere else. You just don't need to do that anymore. This basically does that for you. So we take in Sequelize, we go through all the files inside of Sequelize right here, right? And then we're going to just we're going to attach that model.name inside of Sequelize, so that way we could just use it in anywhere that we want to by using Sequelize. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about once we get into it. So let's just get in with order and just start it off right here. As you can see, when we export it, we're actually passing in as well in here Sequelize and data types. Don't worry, you'll see that as well. So let's start it. So we're going to do a const order, and this is going to be kind of the same as you would do it with Mongoose. We're going to Sequelize dot define, and we're going to just give it a name, which is going to be order, and we're also going to give it some of the properties, which is user ID, which is going to be data types dot string with, and we're going to just give it a max character of 24 characters. We're going to do an email, and this data type for that is going to be a dot string, and we're going to just leave that as is. We're not going to give it a max character, just leave it like that. It could be infinite, and we're going to do, matter of fact, we're going to do the same exact thing but for status. Now notice that I'm not in our model diagram over here. I have ID. This ID is actually auto populated for us, so we don't have to worry about that. Sequelize will take care of that for us. Now down here, this is where we're going to actually do our relationship between our models. So I'm going to say order dot associate. We're going to set that equal to a stateless function, but we're only going to be returning something, one thing. So I'm going to just do it the shorthand version, models, and then order dot has many. Like I said, we're doing the relationship. Order has many models dot order item. Now remember what I told you, that we're going to be appending model dot whatever, the model, right, from index.js. This is where we're doing it, and this is the outcome of that. We could do this one liner and just be done with it, where we actually grab the model from the model's object that's being, we're getting back from order.associate. Now remember over here, if associate in DB, this is where we do it, right? We're getting the models back from order associate, and we could just do it like that. If this wasn't the case, there are other ways to do it, obviously, but this is just the most simplest way to actually do it, and it's easier to just, drag around, since we're just using Sequelize to do everything for us. We're not passing anything around. All right, now that we did this, let's go into, grab that into order item and do the exact same thing. I'm just paste it in here. Instead of order, it is going to be order item, and we're gonna have a SQ. Data type is going to be an integer. We're gonna have a quantity. Data type is going to be another integer, and we're gonna have name, which is going to be a string. That's correct. And we're also going to have one more, which is going to be price, which is going to be a decimal. And we're going to actually pass in some stuff. We want it to be 10 places or 10 digits, and we want 2 of those 10 digits to be actual decimals. This is the decimal, so it's going to be like 10 or 108.00. If I put 4 here, it will be 108.0000. So we're just saying we want 2 decimal places, okay? Now, notice once again, over here, notice, let me push this. Where can I put this at? Okay, right there. Notice that we have the SKU, the quantity, the name, and price. We don't have the ID. Like I said, the IDs are going to be auto-populated, but this one as well, order ID. Now, this is the foreign key, okay? This is a foreign key, and like I said, it will make more sense, but I'm gonna try to explain it right here. This foreign key is created because we're actually associating 2 models together, and basically this foreign key is what links those 2 models together. So this order ID, where is it at? Sorry. This order ID, like I said, is going to be linked to the ID of the order model, okay? And it's going to make even more sense once we see the GUI interface about the models, okay? So let's actually do our order item, our relation right here, dot associate C8. This time I'm actually put in the models right here, models, because we're going to be doing more than just returning a simple model. We're going to be doing a little bit more, okay? So we're going to do order item dot, this one belongs to, I'm going to say models dot order. And we're going to actually add a little more things to this right here on delete. God, I hate when it does that. On delete, we want to set this to cascade. Cascade with a D. A D. All right. So basically, this line means that if an order is deleted, we also want to delete all associated order items with it as well. Another thing that we want to do, here we go again with that thing, is get a foreign key. And what we want to do with this is actually say allow null to be set to true, or false, sorry, false. So we don't want this foreign key, the key that links our models together, we don't want that to be null. So I'm gonna just set this to false. It has to have a value. And then last but not least, let's actually just return our order item. And done. We're basically done with our models. Now, we're going to set up our order service right here, order service, but we're not going to implement it just yet because it's going to take longer than it's going to take way longer. I don't want this video to be that long, okay? So yeah, let's set that up for next video. And then we'll look at the GUI system of that model we just created, so that way you get a better understanding of what's actually going on. Okay, so order service, like I said, it's not going to be that much. So const, we're going to say models is going to equal require models, and then Sequelize. We're going to grab that whole library or the whole folder. Okay, so we're going to say let client equal null, and we're also going to say let models equal null as well. And down here we're going to do a module.exports. Don't worry, we're not going to be doing this part today. Don't worry about that. Client, even though I'm pretty sure most people want to do it today, but it's going to be longer than expected. Okay, so model is going to equal models, where we're passing in the actual underscore client, and then why is there a console log? And then we're going to do client. We're going to set that equal to the underscore client, and then we're going to return an empty object because we're not doing nothing right now. Okay, after that, after we're done with that, we're going to go inside of routes basket and the index.js, and we're going to just grab that stuff. So up here, and this is going to be Control D, order service, and we're going to call it down here. Const order is going to equal order service, and we're going to be passing in that client. So that did we actually? Yeah, we didn't even do it over here. Okay, so we do need to do the same thing for Redis because, like I said, I haven't said it, but our Sequelize isn't a global thing like Mongoose. We actually had to do it for Redis as well, where we assigned it to the config.redis.client and signed it to that Redis.js, so that way we could have a reference to that. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing right here. We're going to say, I'm going to just copy this. Copy, paste. I'm going to say MySQL this time, SQL. It's going to equal the Sequelize. The Sequelize instance that we have up here. That's it. Control save. Now over here, that lives in, well, I'll just paste that. And my SQL. Getting rid of this. All right. Now that we have that all set up, let's actually run this one more time and see what's going on. Okay. So Control C, yes, and let's run it. npm start. Hopefully everything goes well. Oh man, we have some. Did I do? Let me see, order service. No, over here. Where is it at? Models, inside of order item. Order. Okay, we haven't returned right here. Return order. We did not do that, so let's do return order. Control save, and then let's do it now. Okay. Wow, no database selected. Hold on. I'm pretty sure we gave it. Where is it at? The config. We didn't. Oh yeah, database. Misspelled that. My bad. Yes. All right, one more time. Sorry about that, guys. I misspelled. There you go. All right. So this extra stuff is basically Sequelize telling you what's being executed in the syntax of the MySQL or the SQL syntax. Okay. This is by default. There is a way to turn it off, but I kind of like it. So that way I'm seeing what exactly is going on, and you can learn quite a bit of just seeing what's going on. Okay. But yeah, it just shows you all the commands that is being run in SQL syntax. Okay. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. But the more important thing, let's actually take a look in our connection. So if I click on here, I have a MiniShop database, which is correct. And inside of tables, I have order items and orders, which is awesome. And if I right click on order items and just say table inspector, you're going to see columns. And look at this. We actually have our order ID. We didn't have it. We didn't mention it. And we have our ID. These are auto created for us. And so is created at and updated at. These are just generated for us. So do not worry about that. And check this out. Order ID. Check this out. Let's go to order and table inspector. Go to columns. And these are generated again. And the ID is also generated. But check this out. Okay. Let's go to database, do reverse engineer. We want to do the max coin. By the way, guys, I should have mentioned this, sorry. Oh, let me just do this first of all. Next. We're going to use the MiniShop. Next, and execute. Next and finish. Check this out. This model was created for us with the Workbench, which is pretty cool, but check this is what I wanted you to see. I'm trying to line that up. I can't line that up. Okay, there it is. All right, if I hover over this, you're going to see that this order ID, int and the ID int are highlighted green. That's because, like I said, when we're doing a relational model, when we're associating two models together, relational model, right? We're going to be, we created a foreign key using this orders table. Orders table, and it just got the ID and just say order ID, and it's mapping the order ID from orders items model all the way to the ID of the orders model. So that way it knows who does this actually belong to? Who does this order item belong to? So that's pretty cool. I'm just showing you so that way you get a better view of it. Look at that. It's pretty cool, right? So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. All we did in this video was introduce Sequelize, and is it Sequelize? Yes, it's Sequelize. For some reason, I'm doubting myself that it's Sequelize. For some reason, I was like, a sequel? I'm not too sure. Anyways, all we did is introduce Sequelize and actually implemented it, and also created two models for our cart checkout. Okay. This is for checking out of the cart already. We already have items. We could add items to the cart. Now we want to check out. And this is the two models for that sole purpose. And in the next video, we are going to be doing the whole cart checkout. We're going to actually be implementing that order service. We're going to do all the get all, remove all, or remove whatever we need to do for services on that part. And also, it's going to be the last video for this series, the next video. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.